Good morning, guys. Welcome back to the Small Town Cook Kitchen. I'm your host, Kevin Dobson, and today I'm showing you how to make a basic cheese omelette. And we're gonna pair that with a blueberry smoothie, and then we're gonna flip it all around, and I'm gonna do you some French toast with a blueberry and lemon syrup, and a spinach and ginger juice. So let's get into it. All right, guys, first off, this is gonna be a super quick and easy breakfast, and please save yourself some money and just go out and buy some frozen blueberries and some eggs. I mean, that's really all it takes. So first off, we're gonna start with our blueberry smoothie because it probably takes the longest. 1 cup of frozen blueberries into the cup. I'm gonna use 1 cup of almond milk. And then like half a cup of water just to kind of thin it down a wee bit. It's frozen, so half a cup there. And a little bit of honey to sweeten it all up. About a tablespoon. I'm also gonna put maybe 2 or 3 cubes of ice in there. Get that on the blender. And when you're doing these blended drinks, guys, these smoothies, juices, whatever you're gonna do, just let it go for a little bit. Give it a minute or a minute and a half just to really emulsify and kind of come to the texture you want. Now 3 eggs for the omelette, that's normally per person. You can cut it down to 2 and do 4 eggs for 2 people, whatever you want. It's however hungry you are, but I normally do 3 eggs. All right, guys, now for our omelette, 3 eggs, whisking those lightly. Doesn't have to be all mixed in. Get that pan on to a high heat. All right, so 1 knob of butter in there, guys, depends on how much you love your body. I use a good knob of butter, it's good flavor in there. Now, I wanna use cold eggs from the fridge, not room temperature eggs. When I use cold eggs and they hit the hot pan with the melted butter, it gives it this kind of like souffle kind of lift, and that gives you a lighter omelette, you know? Now, spring onion. I love spring onion with my cheesy omelettes because it's like onion and cheese just goes together. You can put raw onion, but I think it's a bit too much. Spring onion works a treat. You just want like maybe a tablespoon. Wait until you see that butter start foaming up really rapidly and quite, you know, nearly on the point of not burning, but getting very close. We want to get our cheddar cheese out. As you can start to hear the pan, the foaming bubbles, the foaming bubbles, guys. Grating again, how much ever cheese you think you want or need. Right, guys, now those eggs just go straight into that butter. Now this is your this is your trick to a really good omelette, is this trick here. With the spatula, just pulling that raw egg back into the center, all the way around the pan. If you see it cooking too much, take it off the heat. You're in control the whole time. Put it back on. Take it off. Whatever you need to do, okay, guys? Don't feel like, oh, you're panicking, it's burning, or it's cooking too quickly. You're in control. Back off, back on. Whatever you need to do. I'm cooking this super slow. When you see this little bit here starting to get jiggly, you can either put a lid on it and let the steam cook the top of that. So as we kind of do that, I kind of turn off the heat because I'm in control. I've turned that heat off. I know there's enough heat down the bottom there to let it kind of cook through. Lay my cheese, my onion in there. Now we go on with the season. We don't season beforehand. I always kind of stress this. I like to season in the middle of the egg there. Some salt, some pepper, and this is all, nothing's getting overcooked here. It's just chilling out. Now we just put some spinach leaves. You can put roasted peppers, you can put mushrooms, you can put whatever you want. I'm just teaching you how to do the omelette just basically. And just remember that you're in control. You're the one that's kind of cooking. You can take off the heat, on the heat. I can't stress that enough. Everyone thinks they've only got one gear and that's high and hot, you know? So as we've got that now, I should have almost put the spinach leaves on that side, sorry. We're gonna flip the bottom of that egg. We just get our spatula under there. Boom, straight over. Lovely. Now, you can roll this out onto your bench if need be, if you're cutting this up for 2 more people, and flip that egg back over. And just let that sit on your board if you want. All right, guys, I like to put this with a little bit of toast, just for him and her, or you and your buddy, whatever you need. And just push that straight onto there. Oh, see that cheesy goodness in there? Yum. Straight onto there. Put a slice of avocado, like I said, or some tomato, or whatever you want. You can put some chili in there. Don't be scared of that little bit of runny egg on the top. If it's all the way cooked, you've overcooked it, you know? Put some thyme, some parsley, whatever you feel. Bit in there. Always yellow. What colors go good with yellow? Red, that is right. So you can put some tomato in there if you want to start showing off. Just slice a wee cherry tomato if you want. Lovely. You bring that to her, him, whoever, they are going to love you. Enjoy, guys. Now, we're gonna use those exact same ingredients, flip it all around. I'm gonna show you how to make a sweet breakfast, depending on who you're feeding and what you wanna do. All right, guys, this is the other side of the breakfast, the sweet side, the good side. Depends what side you like. But I'm gonna start off making the smoothie again, get it out of the way, you know. Everyone likes a drink with their breakfast, you know? And people will charge $8, $10 for this kind of stuff, and all it is ice and a few vegetables. So I'm gonna show you quickly how to make it. We need 1 cup of spinach leaves, raw spinach leaves. The spinach that we chopped in our omelet is now going in our juicer. Put those in. Now everyone's got always a knob of ginger lying around, so grab that knob of ginger. Just peel that up quickly. I'm using my bread knife. You can use a paring knife, would be a bit safer. And maybe, depending how much ginger you like, I like quite a bit. So I put probably about a teaspoon of fresh ginger in there. Now some ice, maybe a cup, and then just put some water in there just to emulsify it all. You've got this raw spinach and ginger. Now we just sweeten it up just with a tablespoon of honey or a teaspoon. You can use agave, you can use any alternative sweetener, anything you want. You don't have to have the honey either. Look, you just do what you want to do. Now, I just want to add a squeeze of orange juice. Just take half an orange, squeeze it in your hand. Beautiful. These are juicy oranges. So I'd say that was probably about 50 mils of orange juice. Use bottled, whatever you want. If you're fresh oranges, you know. Squeeze this on. All that liquid in turn will fall to the bottom and that will start blitzing straight away. And like I said, guys, leave this one for a minute, minute and a half. All right, guys, that was probably about, I'd say, $2 worth of ingredients that you'd pay for at the local cafe, probably $9 for that, maybe $10, maybe $8, $7, whatever. Give it a wee try. Oh, that is good. That is good. Oh, I like the ginger in there. Oh. And remember, at that point, if you don't like it, pour it back in, add some more ice, add some more ginger, maybe not as much honey, put some spinach in there to kind of do whatever you want. It might not be the first time you make it, so just keep with it, you know? And ice is your friend in these as well, lots of ice. Now, onto our French toast. We want to get a pan on medium heat and 2 eggs for our French toast mix. About 100 mils of eggs, so 2 eggs, 100 mils, you know, chefy talk. And about 100 mils of cream. Next off, we want to sweeten it up. Icing sugar, maybe a tablespoon? Half a tablespoon? Just, it's up to you. Vanilla extract, yes, our friend. And there as well. maybe a teaspoon. I like that vanilla-iness, you know? Keep tidying up as we're going, putting things back away. Don't have to get everything out at once. Maybe weigh the recipe out before you begin. All these things help you in the kitchen. Whisk those up. Yummy. Now, I see my mix is a little bit thick with the egg and cream, and I don't want to add more cream. What am I going to do? Just add a little bit, just a tiny bit of water, okay? It's not, you know, rocket science, because if you've got too thick of a batter, it's not really going to soak into the bread, you know? You want it to be almost at about a milk consistency. You say, could you use milk with the eggs? Well, yes, you could. Yes, you could. All right, we're gonna start our blueberry lemon sauce to go on our French toast. Now, in turn, you can use maple syrup if you really want, but I like making the sauce. It kind of shows, you know, you got a little bit of street cred doing it as well, you know? Cup of frozen berries in there. A little bit more sugar. I'm gonna actually use granulated sugar instead of icing sugar. Just a pinch. Oh shit, that was salt. Just kidding. About a tablespoon of that. Now for the lemon. Maybe put a bit of zest in this as well, I think. The zest is gonna pump it up as well. And you might as well use the whole lemon instead of just juicing it and chucking away all that flavor on the outside, you know? So we'll put this off to the side. Just maybe a teaspoon of zest. We've got some pips in there, so try not to get those in. Just squeeze out. I always squeeze over my hand like that and kind of catch the pips in my hand. And then a couple pop out. But hey, you know, this is at home. We're all right. I put a whole lemon in there, probably about 30 mils of juice. Okay? A little bit of water in there. And bring that to the heat. All right, guys, now it's time for our French toast. Get a plate out. Pan is pretty warm. I'm gonna use the same grain toast because that's all I've got in my house. I don't have white toast or anything. So I'm gonna use this grain toast, and I think it was gonna come out quite nice with the blueberries. A couple of thick slices of that. If you wanna take the crusts off and just do no crust, that's gonna soak even quicker because this crust is never gonna soak up the liquid. But yeah, I like the crust on there. You can do whatever you want. And now with this batter, don't just chuck it in and chuck it straight out. Sit it around, push down on the bread, and let it really soak up and get nice and heavy in your hand. That bread should weigh almost 2 or 3 times the weight that slice did before you take it out. Really get it to soak in there. And now chuck our other buddy in and get him to soak up. You shouldn't have much egg mixture left. Probably enough for maybe one more slice of toast if you're feeling hungry afterwards. Just really, I stress that, just really pick up the egg and get that egg mixture in. Because what you're essentially doing when it hits the pan is that egg's gonna cook and hopefully it's gonna go fluffy and light and kind of souffle almost, you know? All right guys, turn that pan down now. Chuck your butter in. If you see that and it's smoking, just take it off the heat. You control this pan and the heat. And with our French toast. Oh, lovely. Right, now that your French toast is on and going away, maybe save this mixture just in case you get hungry after the first round, because these are tasty bits of French toast. And the syrup's on. Have a bit of a tidy down now, okay? Clean down. So you haven't got these dishes to come back to after you enjoy this fantastic breakfast. All right guys, that's been going now for about 2 minutes. Just give it a wee flip, check it out, see how hot your pan's been, check it out and just flip that over. Nice and golden and beautiful. You want to give this a good amount of time in the pan to cook that egg through. Nothing like having like a little bit of runny egg with this in the center of the bread. If it gets a little bit of brown around the top, don't worry about it. Just control the heat a little bit and keep an eye and listen. Listen to the pan and what it's doing. All right guys, those bad boys have been going for about another 2 minutes on the other side. My sauce is just about to come up to like a syrupy kind of consistency. Just right at the end, I'm gonna chuck this lemon zest into the sauce. And I can just pull that off to the side. Just get my stirring flipper, everything in there. Blueberries are lovely and plump. Now with the French toast, if you want to, just give it a wee pat, get that excess fat off it onto your plate. All right guys, now you've got that hot blueberry syrup directly over your French toast. Put a little bit of cream on this if you like, just around the outside, if you're really feeling up to it. I just always garnish with a bit of green, you know, the green, purple. And just a touch of icing sugar over the top if you like, to get fancy. Oh my God, I am going to enjoy eating this. All right guys, here's the sweet side of the reversal brekkie. Thanks so much for watching here on Small Town Cook channel. Please hit the subscribe button, the notifications, and hey, follow me on Instagram so you can get my weekly tips and tricks.